That was good, boys. That one was good. Hey, welcome back to the WTO's on this podcast. We're restarting this because of shit that Aidan said about stuff that I don't want to repeat. Anyways, in this
That was a
episode,
good joke.
in this episode,
Haley would have laughed at it, and you know it.
she would have. She's a psycho.
That's the point.
We watched another horrible movie.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
This time we watched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
What do you mean horrible movie? This movie is fantastic.
this movie was absolutely goated with the swouse.
I remember Jordan specifically said, "Wow, guys, I'm enjoying this so much more than Rollerball."
Oh, one of my notes here says,
We'll get into the notes soon. No, you have to take this as it is right now.
We won't get into the notes.
We're
No spoilers.
No.
working to the bottom.
Okay.
No spoilers yet, but Jay did say that this was one of the best movies he's seen in his 20 some odd years on this planet. So
Yeah,
In my
He's
26
gonna get a
years, this is
poster.
great. Yeah, poster. It's gonna go. I'm getting
right
rid.
below the Tarkov.
I'm
one.
getting rid of Solaire and Killing. It's just gonna be fucking stupid ass Crimson Chin, Peyton Chin, bitch.
It's just
Nah,
gonna be
she died
Pooh in his
like-
Tim's.
she died like immediately.
It's gonna be Pooh in the Tims. Why he got Tims on?
I was still
What the
so
dog
fucking
doing?
confused.
Why he got them Tims on? Damn.
All right, Jordan, start us off.
So, anyways, it starts off, stupid backstory. It's been like a few days since we watched it, and
It's already gone from my brain, bro.
Christopher. Yeah, I wish it was. Christopher Robin goes off to college and comes back to the 100-acre woods, and they're like, "We're not going to survive the winter because we can't do this." So they eat Eeyore and I guess Rabbit and stuff too, and Owl, because they weren't there. It was just Pooh and Piglet, and they went back to their primal state, but they were still walking on two legs and had clothes
And
on,
sleeping in beds.
sleeping
and
in
shit,
beds and shit.
in the BMW.
Yeah, and Pooh knows how to fucking drive, apparently.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like there's stuff in this. Anyways, I think all of our first notes, or mine and John's, is. Well, actually, Aiden's is Christopher shows complete lack of care for girlfriend's wishes and concerns because they kept going into the 100-acre woods when she didn't want to.
Well, like, and there's that, and there's like fucking cow skeletons and skeletons everywhere. And she's like, I don't feel good here. Let's just go. And he's like, No, I know them. They're my friends. Like, brother, shut the fuck up and leave.
Anyways, I think John put this the best. Peyton Manning meets Crimson Chin looking head ass actress.
Yeah, so the lead actress, she has a better jawline than most men that I've seen. Like, I'm a skinny lad. I don't have a great jawline, but mine's fairly defined because I'm skinny. She puts me to shame, and she's got a forehead big enough that she should sell it as like advertising.
She has
space.
a bigger forehead than I do.
Even with that fucking receding hairline, it was bigger, which is
It was
insane.
bad. Well, she died real quick. You got
We'll
choked
put
out
it in
by
the
Pooh.
links down below. If you want to see Jordan with more hair, I have the links to his high school YouTube channel. Please check out his
Really gonna out
videos.
this man.
No, yeah, WTF games. Anyways, don't you dare. The next thing we commented on is the voice acting. The voice acting,
Yes.
Oh, so bad.
it was bad. Like
It wasn't even just the acting.
the acting was bad. The acting was pretty fucking bad. I understand,
was-
like it's low budget,
$100,000 budget.
like super low budget bullshit, and it got hyped up because of the lawsuit of Winnie the Pooh, public domain, and they're did blah 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 Disney and shit like that. So they got hyped up. I'm happy they did. I'm happy they made 4.3 mil or whatever it was. Like that's
Something like that.
that's awesome. Good for them. But,
I
like-
also believe this movie shouldn't have been released in theaters.
No,
This should have
Why
been
not?
a straight to video, $2.99 rent or watch. This movie
Why?
wasn't good
Good.
enough. To
No.
this-
What do you mean? It was fantastic.
no. Let's be honest here. This movie did not deserve that fucking
It didn't.
$15 to $20 fucking movie
No.
theater
Movie
ticket that
ticket,
people
yeah.
paid.
it didn't.
Plus the popcorn. Yeah.
It didn't. People paid like, let's say, $50 after all said and done popcorn, the tickets. You didn't go by yourself. You went with friends. You could have paid for your friend. Let's just say $50. Not worth it. It was barely worth finding on, I mean,
renting before it was available for streaming. Renting.
Yeah, we rented it. It was barely worth
Jesus
that.
Christ.
So, I mean, it was. We found a pretty good place to rent from, and it was actually good quality. So it wasn't like handycam bullshit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean, there are a couple redeeming factors. The shots weren't bad. The lighting was good.
The lighting was phenomenal. That was one thing. The lighting, they got the lighting phenomenal.
Score wasn't bad. Like the musical score wasn't bad.
No, the music wasn't bad. Right timing.
But the fake blood, the CGI,
the CGI was horrible. Like all the practical.
Okay, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
We're just
jumping
general thoughts. But yeah, you're right.
So, John, your third point there is pretty good. Chris doesn't give a flying fuck about Peyton Chid.
Yeah, he doesn't. He just
It's
fucking
so good. It's so good.
Dude.
Yeah, instead of being like he's just proposed and they're gonna get married and whatnot, instead of being considerate with your fiance and saying, "Oh, maybe she doesn't want to do this," and it
Maybe
makes
she doesn't feel comfortable. Maybe
he continued to
push her and push her and push her. Like that's a controlling relationship, lady. You should leave. And then I missed out on Eeyore's gravestone too. But
Eeyore's gravestone was pretty dope. It was a plank of wood in the background that someone wrote on with charcoal, and it just said Eeyore.
Eeyore's gravestone straight up cardboard with charcoal ink / paint. IKEA could have done better. Thank you, John, because that was pretty good.
It said Eeyore rip, I think.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was the only cameo we got from Eeyore.
Not true. We got to see his tail later on.
Yes.
He used as a whip.
Yeah. Chris.
We think
it was Eeyore's tail. He got flogged.
It was Eeyore's tail.
100%.
I was saying, like, that was our assumption. There was no explanation for most of this movie, in all honesty.
So my third point is movie is dumb. Movie is dumb.
Jordan, to preface, is not a big horror movie person.
I don't like I don't really care for horror movies. I will watch them, obviously.
I don't either.
But
this was quality.
This was bad.
Okay. I've seen worse horror movies that have more redeemable factors.
Like what? Like Rubber?
No, like the fucking, oh god, what was that one with fucking Patrick Stewart? Where like the goop comes out of him and transfers to other people.
Star Trek?
No, very similar. The space thing. God.
Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't know.
You need to go on a cross right now and fucking kill yourself.
Whoa.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs is a great movie.
Oh, it's something stupid. Hold on, let me.
So
while he's looking for that, continue, Jay.
They get to where they live, and it's actually a pretty nice place with Pooglet and Pooh Bear and Shit Stick and there, and I'm like, I just have caravans. They had like trailers, like camper trailers, like arrow streams.
Fucking nomads.
Yeah, just like chilling out there. And then we both have. I have Why is Poogie so big? I mean, obviously he grew up, but he's massive. And then
he's a big lad.
He is a very big lad. And John and I, we both have D crying.
Yeah, the crying was so bad. I think I've seen people stub their toes and probably cry better.
1985, Life Force.
Thanks, Aidan.
Never heard of her.
It was an 80s, obviously classic 80s like B movie that had some fucking money behind it. It had Patrick Stewart and all that shit. But yeah, like there's a lot of shittier movies out there that have more. The fucking Puppet Master. That was a direct to video fucking horror series about puppets that come to life and kill people. That was a dope movie. Troll 2, Dead Snow, Hobo with a Shotgun.
I've only ever seen Hobo with a Shotgun out of that list.
Yeah,
thank you. Like those sound like horror movies. We're gonna be watching some of them. You're prepared for that one. any whore.
Oh, like the girl who got her titties out in the movie? Or?
We're not there yet.
That's like the magnum opus.
Yeah, that's the peak.
After the
20
crappy
minutes
crying,
in.
after the crappy crying, like it was back. I was like, like at least like have like water running down your cheeks.
Yeah, he's just saying like,
Because Piglet chokes out his girlfriend with a chain.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Fucking murks her.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
Anyways,
Crimson Manning's dead.
Crimson Manning's dead.
5 minutes into the movie.
5 minutes in the movie. My other point after the crying thing is I would rather be watching Rollerball 2002 again.
This man's just a hater.
This movie sucked.
Mine was when he was crying and screaming no. He was like, "We used to be friends," and so I just have in quotation marks friends.
You also have Chris Chan running away and gets trapped by Pooh and Piglet.
Yeah, fair. But that's a deep cut that people should know. Chris Chan.
4chan?
No,
I know Chris Chan. Yes,
he was the one who made Sonichu. The one. Okay, well we'll have to watch a video about him later, John.
We'll deep dive into him in a different episode. Anyways,
Should I be mortified?
Yes, very much. But I said Rosie O'Donnell is Pooh. Because this boy got a dump truck on both ends.
He fucking big boy.
He's not a small lad.
No. And
I'm not gonna lie, the makeup department obviously wasn't exactly funded to the teeth.
The masks were good.
The masks were okay.
They were kind of mediocre.
For $100,000 movie, the masks were good.
Oh, the masks were fantastic for that, but if you're going based off of any other metric, they're pretty doo-doo cheeks.
I mean, they're okay.
They had movement.
Yes,
there are horror movies where the masks have no movement possible in like those mouth and shit. But it was very clear that it's a rubber mask. There's no
very
debate.
clear, extremely clear that it's just a rubber mask.
And not just that, but when Pooh's trying to eat honey, he's just basically
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said Winnie been hitting the sauce a little too hard.
Continue, Jordan.
Mr. Robin dies off screen like a son of a. He doesn't die, sadly. And then
I know. I thought he did when he got captured.
And then it jumps to this other chick.
I forgot what I put for the first thing on this other chick.
This other chick, Aidan, please say what you have down for her.
First thing, we open, we see her talking with her therapist, blah, 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 about some shit. And the first thing I put is, this new bitch got a therapist. Pussy shit.
Wow.
So she's talking to her therapist about some, life. The therapist, what else do you talk to her about?
Some dude that was stalking her or something like that.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Dude that was stalking her.
The gas station stalker. I forgot about him.
Who was the same dude, yet not the same dude?
Yeah.
It was same actor, but different character. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Not as good as like how Mike Myers does, half the characters in the Austin Powers trilogy, but same premise.
But see, the issue
not
is
done good.
It's same actor, different character, except they didn't dress either of the characters differently. They look the same.
Yeah, the only difference, I think one had a beard.
I think the other one, I think he shaved it down to stubble, but it was still there.
Yeah. He went from like a full beard to stubble beard. He went from Aidan to me.
Yeah.
like, not very fucking good.
Like, it was... They could have found, literally any other homeless-looking guy to play this character.
He did look kind of homely.
But, nah, they just got one dude, and they're like, you can play two roles.
Yep. And then you have Ave Maria.
Pretty much.
Ave Maria?
Yeah.
I don't remember why I said that.
Neither do I. But I do.
Essentially, go ahead.
I said extremely low budget. And then when the new chick came up, my first thoughts on her were great value Anna Kendricks.
Yep.
Yeah. But with British.
but British. Yeah, like
Yeah, so this part of the movie essentially is meeting like these 5 females who are gonna go out on in vacation in the 100 Acre Wood. They don't know it's, Pooh Bear and all that shit, but it's, hey, there's this house, we're gonna go rent
it's
it.
a really nice house with an indoor pool, outdoor hot tub.
Which also doesn't make sense because like we see them before they leave watching a news piece about how like 15 people have gone missing in 100 Acre Woods.
Yep.
And
Typical
they're-
horror movie.
yeah.
Oh, we see the stuff that's gonna scare
Yeah, they're
us,
like they've gone missing and
danger.
there's signs of struggle. So it's like obviously someone's been getting got in the woods. Why are you going there?
Because they can, and they paid the money. There's no refunds.
Man, fuck the refund.
Fuck the refund.
Yeah, money or life. Apparently they chose the money. So
And then I put just like Rollerball 2002, they blew the budget on cars.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well,
That's
we're
okay.
not there
Seems
yet
like
because my point before we see that dope car is
Fiat.
yo the Greek yogurt be slapping though because that was at the point when I was eating my Greek yogurt during the movie.
Yes. Okay. And the Greek yogurt was probably the best part of the movie. And
Oh yeah, and it was Aldi's brand, not even like the highest quality Greek yogurt you can get, but it was slapping.
Wasn't that Oikos stuff? or whatever the
Oikos?
fuck? Yeah,
Oikos?
Oikos.
Oikos is banging.
Oikos is
now.
banging.
Yeah,
I do like me
oh,
some
Oikos.
Oikos.
Yo, can we
I
have
get
a
their-
fucking?
I get
Can we
their
just
key.
go off on the Greek yogurt tangent right now?
I get the key lime.
Ooh, the
With
key
fruit on
lime's
the
good.
bottom.
So good.
I my go-to is just standard vanilla, some granola, and then some berries on
Dude.
top.
I've
Yeah.
noticed I like even plain yogurt to me tastes good.
Oh yeah,
Yogurt is good in general. Unlike this movie. Okay, so we're like,
You suck.
don't you take
So
me away
this-
from my yogurt tangent?
this chick be driving in her car, and all of us, John says, my car's in the movie, instant 12 out of 10. I'm like, Mini Coupe, best part of movie. And then instantly, wait, what did you put? Mini question mark?
Yep, and then it goes
And then
into a
it
close-on
instantly,
shot.
yeah, then it gets a close up, and all of us
It's
are
a
like,
fucking Fiat.
It's a Fiat trash.
John's like, boo, it's a Fiat. I'm like, never mind, it's a Fiat 500. And then she
I
like
put,
pulls
it's a
up.
Fiat trash.
She like pulls up, and there's like Beamers and a couple of like other decent cars, like not super expensive cars, but decent ones. So it's like they blew the budget on cars again.
Yeah,
And this is what
That where
really
they just decided to take like all the film crew, so like all 6 people, and just have
you
their cars
use
in the
their
parking lot.
just use their cars.
do you think
which
anyone
is
in that
crazy.
film crew is the one that owned that Beamer?
Oh, 100%.
Let's be honest. You think
That
any of them are
wagon?
making
Probably.
enough money to own that Beamer?
It was an old wagon.
It wasn't that old. It was like a 2010.
Yeah,
That's 13 years old.
the 2012 fucking like the ones that you want. I mean, it could just be like one of like the lesser, like a 328i or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
it's probably not a fucking good one.
But
It's
it's like
probably not an M.
Anyways,
series, but-
we're not at the wagon yet. I made a comment on this movie about how it was whitewashed.
Whitewashed?
I
All the actors.
Yep.
there
They're-
was one character that had color, and he was in the last 5 minutes of the film.
And he died instantly.
It's Great Britain, man.
Still, there's a lot
still
of
diversity in Great Britain.
there is.
Well, yeah, but there's not as much as there is in, say, the States.
There's also
fair.
way more people in the States. But Great Britain has a lot of black people, a lot of Indian people, like from India. They have a lot more.
Where else
they have a
would
lot
they
of
be?
diversity.
Where else are Indian people from, my guy?
Definitely not India. They're
And that's fair, but
like
again, to caveat, this is a very, very shitty small studio. I don't know who they all have.
I just said it was whitewashed, so
Yeah.
it was something I picked up on. Like I would have liked a
I
little bit
agree
more
on both.
diversity.
There could have been more, but I also
There could have
agree a lot of, especially with the way the industry's going right now, a lot of those lower paid actors tend to be white actors.
Yeah, fair
And
enough.
They're not finding any high paying work,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
which is a good way to see the industry going.
Yeah. But it would have been nice to get a little bit more color. That was just my thing I picked up on. And then we jumped to redhead chick.
That and the only fucking chicks that
John.
they had were brunettes.
Don't worry, there was color later. It was orange.
Oh yes,
Fair.
rollerball had green. This one had orange.
Continue.
My question during this part when they get to the thing it just popped in my head. I was like, "Where's Tigger?" We went through the
You
backs.
can't say that.
Oh, sorry, Tigger.
A little bit better.
Yeah, they never
Like-
really. They talked about
Yeah,
Rabbit, Owl, and Eeyore, but not Tigger.
Yeah, he
Well,
just
not just
wasn't
that, but-
there.
They never mentioned what happened to Owl or Rabbit.
They probably got
They just
eaten.
Well, probably, but they just talked about how they murdered Eeyore.
And then
we don't
he was
see-
the only one who had a grave.
Yep. So either Rabbit hopped away and Owl flew away, or they murdered him, or I don't know, they're on vacation in Tahiti or some shit.
They're in Thailand.
In Singapore, just kicking it with Tigger. Tigger skirted out of there though. The instant Chris
Skirt.
Chan left, he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm out of here."
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I would actually no, I wouldn't want to see Tigger murdering some people. Tigger was my favorite.
Tigger is also my favorite. Eeyore was actually one of my favorites, but he died instantly. Anyways, my next point here is Kirkland signature Emma Watson.
You were just shitting on these actors, man. Oh, they're too Caucasian. Oh, they look too much like these people. You
Well,
just don't
It
like
was
these actors.
funny.
I said
Actually,
she got that Aerosmith mouth.
that redhead, I have a really big thing for
Trayvon.
redheads, and she was actually like, I have redhead got dump truck though. After I put who got the Tims.
Who got
Yeah,
the
so one of
Tims?
One of the first shots you see of fucking Winnie the Pooh here. He's wearing a flannel, some jeans, and fucking Tim's.
he got overalls on.
But remember,
Yeah.
they abandoned their humanity.
Yep, but they rocking the Tims were clean.
Oh, dude,
They
those
weren't-
things were
Yeah,
pristine.
They weren't dirty ass Tims, mucking in the woods, killing people. They were fucking pristine. I got a pair of Tims upstairs that I barely wear, and they're more dirty than those ones.
Yeah, this man, Pooh gets home every day from going out, doing some hard labor, killing some people, and he just cleans them Tims off with a nice little toothbrush, some shoe cleaning kits, a little bit of leather care.
Them Tims were clean. Unless he just stole them off a motherfucker he killed, but I doubt it.
But he
The
still
Bubbles
have to
are
be
fine.
cleaning them.
Size.
Yeah, you still have to be cleaning them.
Like maybe, I mean, unless he managed to come across a can of like fucking the waterproof
Whoop-ass.
sealant for the boots from Kiwi, you know?
Yeah, I know. I know. I don't think so, no.
Yo, that shit worked
So-
good though.
So who got the Tims and he wearing pants? So it's like he not Winnie the Pooh in it.
No, I know. I mean, I Winnie Poohed in real life more than he did.
Go do it in public.
Oh, hold on. I don't want to get
No sex.
arrested. You
Anyways.
know what? If I do it in public, can you do it at a playground?
That is also public for sure.
And what hating on the actress, that fucking redhead, I think was extremely hot. She was very good looking. And
good
we
thing
seen
she
her
was only in
titties.
this movie for
Yeah.
38 seconds.
A minute and a
Yeah, you
half.
introduce her, and then she runs from Pooh. Pooh decides to like slam her head into a fucking.
Just a wood chipper. He
Uh,
like slammed her head into the
wood chipper.
funnel of the wood chipper and then threw her in.
Yeah,
Oh.
after he ripped off her shirt.
Like, run, bitch, quit. Because she kept running and like looking back, like turning her whole body to look back. It's like, just keep running. You're slowing down. But Pooh, I mean, I tried to run in my Tims, and I'm like, I'm not the most athletic, but it's pretty hard to run in Tims. Not going to
Yep.
lie. So Pooh was cruising in them Tims, catching up to her.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think, Aiden, you put he running.
That was. Pooh running was later.
Okay.
Because that was after they make it to the cabin. So, like, she dies. They're at the cabin. They're like, we can't get a hold of her. Where is she? And then she's coincidentally right next to the sign that says 100 Acre Woods, right where fucking Christopher Robin and his girlfriend went in, and she's like, "Where are you?" Blah blah blah, and then she sees something in the woods, starts running, goes into like this warehouse, and that's where Pooh finds her, and kills her. And then we cut back to the cabin where they're taking away their phones so they can have a nice, peaceful weekend away.
Which in a horror movie is a horrible trope.
And when redhead chick died, clearly a mannequin head getting smashed.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, so
no
clear.
doubt about it.
I don't even think the hair color was the same.
No,
none of the body's hair colors were the same. They were all
And
slightly off.
the CGI when he threw her through the wood chipper, I put CGI that rivals Cyber Chase.
Yeah.
the PBS show.
Yes.
The goated PBS show. Okay, put some respect on his name.
Put some respect on their name. So I
That
put
was
that.
a great show.
And then it cuts back to the cabin and the girls are like sitting on a bed and I just put lesbians question.
Two of them were.
Because they were like, I'm like, fuck, this is going to turn into a porno? I thought it was a...
Yeah, two
Scary
of
movie.
them were off screen,
Right.
and then there's like, because there was the one.
blonde.
Yeah, there was the one chick that was in her bikini on the bed taking. Well, it wasn't even taking photos.
That was
'Cause
the
she didn't
blonde
have her-
chick that was OnlyFans.
Yeah, but
chick.
like she gave
Yeah.
up her phone, and it's like she was just making poses on the bed into her mirror.
She was practicing.
Yeah, because when she got her phone, because she kept her phone, because she had it in the hot tub later.
Oh yeah, how did that work?
She had her phone. She didn't give it up. So
Nope.
OnlyFans chick was like doing shit, like taking pictures of herself on her bed with a bikini, whatever. Typical OnlyFans chick style, right?
Yeah, obviously.
So under lesbians, I'm maybe gonna turn into a better porno than this shit. And then it cut to later that night, I think, because you're
Yeah.
like the police, Stalker Man Jones, police are as helpful as always, and I have dude be creeping.
Oh, so I said, was
Because
the redhead with the lashes?
no, that's the blonde.
Okay,
That's
the
that's
when
OnlyFans
we
girl.
Yeah, when we first see her, that was when I made a thing like she got some big lashes. I said those lashes
I thought-
could
I
decapitate
thought
a
you were
man.
going somewhere else.
John says redhead looks like she sucked off a vacuum for 3 days because she
Yeah, I
didn't
said
have
that.
them lip fillers.
Oh, she had amazingly fucking. She had like maybe a half a pound of lip filler. It looked like she
In
did the
each
Kim
lip.
Kardashian challenge, where they just take a shot glass, just
The Kylie
For
Jenner
5
challenge.
minutes.
Challenge.
same thing.
Kylie Jenner.
Different.
Oh, dude.
They all have. They're all plastic. I know.
Literally
Yeah,
The
everywhere.
Gulf of Mexico.
Like, dude.
Well, hold
like,
on. No, we like that because fuck them turtles, bro. But either way, yeah, that was, and then she's out there. She's in the hot tub later.
We're not there yet.
I think we are. What
No,
else happened?
Dude be creeping. And I said, bitch should have had a gat because he breaks into like her room. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
so they're doing like a flashback of this the creeper.
yeah,
dude.
from the gas
But
But
station.
the-
the
lady,
creeper
yeah.
happened after lip filler about to get filled.
Dude,
I
fucking
don't know.
redhead chick died a long time ago.
But was redhead chick lip filler?
Yes, redhead chick was
One of
lip
them.
filler.
Oh, okay.
Not the only one. I think the blonde had lip filler as well.
Yeah, with the blonde eyelash chick.
Okay.
She
That
had
makes
both
more
and fake
sense.
biddies.
Cause, yeah, because it's after
Stalkerman
it's,
Jones.
it's after
Police
the
is useful as always.
it's after you have best CGI rivals Liberty Kids because that's the blood coming out of the
that's what I was
redhead's blood come out. That's what and then it jumps back to the cabin. And so yeah, dude be creeping. The chick should have had a gat and shot him. Blah 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 blah. Cut back to the woods in Pooh and whatever Pooglet's house, and Pooglet's on a bike doing I have Piglet. I have Pooglet. I have Poogie doing cardio.
Poogie.
Yeah, he's on a fucking stationary bike powering.
Yeah, powering the
caravans.
electricity. Yeah. It's like I thought you guys went back to your natural instinct. Obviously not.
But you tell me that the twin size bed in the Airstream wasn't animalistic.
Totally not. It's an Airstream. Doesn't even have AC.
Yeah, it's like that's when we cut and figure out that Christopher Robin wasn't killed, unfortunately. He's being held captive by Pooh and Piglet for whatever reason, even though they return to their animalistic instincts. They, I guess, want revenge on him.
Friend.
And so then, like, Christopher Robin's sitting there, and again, he's like, weren't we friends? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like Pooh had to go through, like, a moral quandary real quick.
Yeah.
Fucking, like, knocking shit over. Just, and then...
Get out of my head. Yeah,
and then he decides it's time to stop.
Pooh is wearing pants minus 1,000 out of 10. Pooh looking like he has diabetes. Because he was a big dude playing Pooh. I think it was like... I don't think the guy was that big in the Pooh suit. I think they fucking stuffed it with pillows.
Because it was like, something.
Yeah, because it was like I'm a bigger guy. Aidan, you're a bigger guy.
That's not like a natural shape for a body.
No, it's not. John is the biggest guy.
Oh yeah. But then this is when we get to the dope Eeyore tail.
Yeah, flogging scene. Yep.
Because I have Pooh working through moral quandaries, and then because that's the whole thing. Like I put worst version of Leatherface.
Yep.
Because there's some scenes in Texas Chainsaw Massacre where obviously Leatherface is having like that same like fucking smacking shit rampage because either his kill got away, they said something that got to him, they made fun of his family, they killed one of his family members. There's like 3 different families that are all fucking the Leatherface families. And then he started the flogging, and then out of nowhere, he just kind of pulls this chain and drenches Christopher Robin in blood.
Yeah, and they have his girlfriend's skeleton like hanging up beside him, but the girlfriend's now blonde.
Yeah, like completely different hair, but it's obviously a fresh skeleton that they just ate all of the meat off of.
But yeah, even if
there's no continuity.
See, it couldn't have been the redhead chick either because she got wood chipped.
That's what I'm thinking. It was either his girlfriend or just someone else.
Some random chick.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, after that,
he gets scurred, and I said really bad fear acting because it's basically just him being sad again.
And the skeleton you could tell is like just a Spirit Halloween skeleton. Like straight up, it was pretty bad. Again, 100K budget, I understand. Yeah,
but when you're spending like only $15 on a skeleton, come on now.
At least spend 30. Get the good one.
Wait, no, they spent 15, and about 30,000 of that budget went right to cocaine.
No, I said skeletons don't work like that.
Lip filler, come on now.
Oh yeah, sorry. They spent half the budget on lip filler. I'm sorry, I forgot.
So I have skeletons don't work like that, and I think they pulled off the skeleton and were like dragging it on the floor by its neck bone. It's like, that's not how that works. Like,
no.
Nope.
It's like, that's not how it works. And then it cuts back to the girls in the cabin. And I have OnlyFans bitch doing hot tub stream. Fucking Amaranth wannabe.
I have OnlyFans bitch up next.
Because she is. So the blonde chick, we're gonna call her, is like chilling in the hot tub, just like taking pictures of herself, doing OnlyFans things, so making that money. Am I right, boys? And she's talking and blah blah blah, and then it cuts. The lighting in this scene was actually phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean it was good. They didn't need it.
They didn't need they had the flashing of the camera, I guess, on her phone.
No, it was the lights were flickering on and off.
Okay, the lights were flickering. See, I didn't catch the lights flickering.
The lights were flickering on and off behind her, and it was obviously like one of those like Grudge scenes or something where it's like every time the light turns off and back on, they get closer. But you could see them walking. You could still see them coming. Yeah, you could. When the light turned off, you could still see Pooh and Piglet
walking forwards,
and
then poof, see them walk, poof, see them walk. It's like, you didn't need it. The lighting was good to start out with. Like, if they didn't do the flashing, you could still tell what was happening.
It
Like,
probably
you're
would
like,
have
oh,
actually
shit.
been better if
It would have been better.
had just cut the lights completely, and then all you see is the outline of Pooh and
The outlines of them coming, walking in.
closer
Yep.
in the back.
I agree. And then
Oh,
we
I had that.
commented on
She has an iPhone 11
Pro Max. I'm like, wow, upgrade already.
I know, that fucking stupid bit. Couldn't even get the 14.
Yeah, like, come on
on.
now.
$800 off at Verizon with a premium unlimited plan and a high tier trade.
And then they have fake tits, no ass, disappointing face, but decent tattoos. That's just, I don't know. I'm an asshole.
Yeah. And you know,
And then bitch is deaf. They kept, like, you can hear people walking in grass.
yes.
I said bitch is deaf and Puglet uses chloroform. It was super effective.
Yeah, like she
So they
sees
come up-
them and she's like, no assholes ruining my night, and just decides to ignore the two dudes slowly walking towards her.
Yeah. And they fucking chloroform her. Like, Piglet just grabs her in the hot tub and chloroforms her. And then they drag her out to the street.
Or no, it's to the driveway.
To the driveway.
Right in front of the
Yeah.
front door. Or like hog tire.
Hog tire, bring her out to the front door, and then Aiden, you said Pooh got a Beamer. I have Beamer wagon, and John, I think you stopped taking notes at this time. Oh, you got Pooh got
I
that
just stopped
BMW.
I either stopped or I was taking sparing notes.
I've took a ton on this one because this movie sucked.
Oh, I stopped about halfway. Like after Lip Filler died, I've only got, that's like 2/3 is before Lip Filler died, and after that is like the rest of the movie.
So, anyways, like Piglet grabs his hammer. Piglet had the hammer at this point, right?
Yes.
Or is that later
He
on?
was, yes. Pooh was in the fucking Beamer.
Yeah.
And Piglet had the fucking 20
A 20-pound sledgehammer. And if you don't know what a 20-pound sledgehammer is, the heads are fucking pretty big.
Yeah.
Right.
They're pretty big.
So he's dragging it, right? He's dragging him like, oh, he's going to fucking hit her with the hammer. And then Pooh pulls the Beamer up and parks it on her head and squishes her head.
Yeah. And then somehow starts the car, first of all, which it's a Beamer. Cold start. It obviously hasn't been started all day. Not going to be a quiet start. Pulls
Yep.
it up, squishes her, and backs it back in and turns it off.
Leaves the door open when he gets out, though.
Yeah, leaves the door open and no one hears it until they're like,
Nada.
yeah, and until they're like, where is she? She was in the hot tub. And they go and check and she's gone.
And then, yeah, the two chicks come out, and I'm like, the chick with the glasses can low-key get it. She is pretty good looking.
Oh, no, they found her. It wasn't that they fucking went and checked on her. Sorry. It was Pooh had written in blood on the windows.
Oh, yeah,
Let
get out.
out.
Get out.
Was it get out?
Get out. It was
Get
get
out.
out.
Oh, I read it as an L, and I was like so confused as to why he would write let out. That makes more
No, he
sense.
said get out.
Not to sidetrack, but I decided to do a quick little Google search and whatnot, right?
Yep.
I Googled the search. I searched up the cast of the movie.
Mhm.
And dumb blonde OnlyFans chick apparently has experience doing said photo shoots because not only is she a model, but she also has an OnlyFans.
Oh, let's
So
go.
what do we know?
High five, boys. Called it. Let's go.
Let's go. We knew she was OnlyFans from the get-go.
On her Instagram, it's pretty funny. The second to latest post has the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey poster.
Yeah.
And it says official poster's been released. What does everyone think? The top comment says next time keep that shit in the vault. Oh,
Fair.
So this chick with glasses can Loki get it. She's good looking. And then and then I'm like, Hive Bomb from Hunt Showdown does not attacking the dude who threw them. I don't remember what that's from.
That's from fucking Winnie the Pooh. Suddenly, out of nowhere, has the ability to control bees.
Oh yeah.
And
Right.
he's just walking around in a swarm of bees. which I know typically in the comic books there's a couple bees that are around him, but it's never a swarm.
No, there's like one or two after the honey.
The source material.
But yeah, he's like, and then yeah, that's right. They move it with their hands, and he just comes in. I'm like, huh, hi bum, not attacking. Like, do through them, not realistic. And then bitches don't run. They don't run from him.
He says get out, and then they're like, oh my god, where is she? She was in the hot tub, and then they're like, oh, I bet she didn't lock the door. No shit, Sherlock.
Then they go out and like the two of them find her dead by the car.
Yeah, they find her dead by the car, and the other ones are like, we'll go to the back, lock the door. And they go to the back, don't lock the door fast enough, apparently. They just go to the back and open it and look for her in like an indoor pool room.
That was two of them. And that's after, because they grab, two of them go up and grab a 357.
That shoots like an airsoft gun.
That shoots, one bolt, shoots like a fucking airsoft gun.
No recoil.
No recoil. Also,
later on, we find that out. It bounces to two other chicks, and I have hold the hammer like a fucking hammer for the love of God. In all
he's
caps.
Holding it like this.
No, this was with the little claw hammer the chick was holding. Because the one had a knife and the one had a claw hammer. And instead of holding it normally on the bottom, she was holding it up by the hammerhead. So even if she did try to swing it, you have no fucking power there. Like, hold the fucking hammer right.
She was holding it like you would start driving a nail in, and then you slide down.
The little taps, everyone.
Oh, okay. You should know.
Yeah. And then Poogle, Piglet, comes in to those two chicks, and he has he's dragging the 20-pound sledge.
And he has logging chains around his neck.
And big ass fucking chains around his neck. I'm like, okay, fake 20-pound swim or things. And then one of the chicks jumps in the pool or falls in the pool.
Yeah, one of them falls in the pool because one of them just like gets backhanded by Pooh and falls to the ground unconscious. Piglet, same shit. They're both assholes and fucking pieces of shit in this movie. But yeah, she gets backhanded by Poogie and just falls to the ground unconscious immediately. And then the other one's trying to run away, falls into the pool, and then Poogie just gets
trying to
in.
swing. No, you're like trying to swing at her from the side, and like Poogie doesn't know how to swim. And then he just gets in there and was carrying the 20-pound sledge like this above his head.
After not being able to hold it and dragging it everywhere, suddenly he can hold 20 pounds up above his head like this.
And not just that, but he starts smacking the shit out of the water with it.
Yeah, that too. And I'm like,
swings it like 15 times just.
And this is where another one of my, because in my job I swing sledgehammers. The 20-pound is one of them, obviously. And I said, I know how fucking hard it is to swing one of the motherfuckers multiple times. Ain't no way he carrying that hammer like he did too. Because he was like this above his head. And like, there ain't no fucking way you're carrying that 20-pound sledge like that.
No.
And people are like, only a 20-pound sledge. That's not 20 pounds isn't that bad. It is when you're trying to pick it up on the end of a stick and swing it. So, yeah, he goes in there and like murders the fuck out of the chick in the pool. And was swinging the shit like it was a 5-pound sledge, which it was, or fake. And like he's hitting the fuck out of her. And Aidan, you said there was no bone crunching sound or nothing.
Yeah,
there
was a bone crunching. There was a bone crunching, but there's no body movement. There's no.
Yeah, there was nothing.
Nothing.
It was like he kept smacking her, and it's like in theory, like the acceleration would constantly be dunking her body underneath the water every time you hit it, but nothing.
Nothing.
She just sat there placid.
Yeah. And so it's like, that's I mean, it was clear from the get-go, but that's what made it painfully obvious that it was just a foam hammer.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you can.
That she wasn't being hit.
Yeah.
And then I said oinking because he was oinking. Oh, they steal the girl, the one that was knocked out. And they take her back to their hidey hole hideout.
The Schwoods.
And I'm like, oinking question mark? Because he was doing the pig fucking oink. And then I put, I hate my life.
They like tie her up, or do something with her. And then the other two After they grab the fucking, I put off-brand John Wayne. After they grab the 357, they're like, we have to go save her, and run to the woods behind them to figure out where they went. Blah blah blah. They fucking find her, release her, hear Christopher Robin, and they go to like help him and get him down, and they hear another lady screaming for help, and he's like, go save her, I'll be fine, as he's like literally so weak that he can't stand up and his back is open and bleeding.
My biggest complaint is you obviously see this man, he's stuck there, he's beaten, he's tattered and shit, and you have to ask him permission
Yeah,
to pull him down from the chains.
Yeah.
he's like, can we get you down?
Come
Fucking
on.
please.
No, just stare at him like he's a piece of meat.
But
We should
before,
try
like,
to ask him questions as he's still hanging up. Like, come on, get the man down before you start bombarding him with questions about his life and his fucking philosophy.
before they save the chick, there's a I put satanic ritual for honey. This Pooh was eating a bunch of honey and like going over to the chick and like dumping it on her. I think. I don't.
Made no sense, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Maybe to
No
make
one
her
does.
taste better?
I guess so. And then it jumps. Then it goes to the blah blah blah, of course, and they get Christopher Robin down and they go find the gas station lady. We didn't mention the gas station scene, did we?
It meant nothing.
It meant nothing. But
Meant nothing.
gas station lady's there and she's like beat up and bloody and can't see, and I guess she was talking to Poogie at one time.
Yeah, and they're like, they talked even though they hadn't seen them but from afar ever.
Yeah.
They're like, he talked to you? And it's like, how would you? Okay, whatever. And she's like, yeah, he said all this stuff. And she's like, I'm going to go get my revenge. And then just snatches the gun from them.
Which the gun disappeared and reappeared very
Multiple
conveniently.
times.
Yes.
Multiple
times.
Like they'd be crouching, gun in her hand, running, gun gone. Not in her pocket, not in her waistband, not in her hand. Then they
Gone.
get to another point where they have to be slow down, guns back. Guns gone, guns back.
So they give this chick the gun and she's walking and she shoots off a shot and Piglet comes out with a 20-pound sledgehammer. And she shoots the gun and misses. And then she like points and kept pulling the trigger on, obviously it was a Smith & Wesson fucking 629 or something of that caliber, double action revolver, and she kept pulling the trigger and nothing happens. It's like,
It makes the clicking noise like it was spinning and there was nothing in it, but the hammer wasn't going back at all. And also, it made the spinning noise or like the clicking noise, but the chambers didn't revolve.
move at all. So
It was
clearly
painfully faked.
airsoft gun.
Yeah. And my other
was
thing
also
too
great
is
written.
like, who keeps a fucking 6-shot revolver?
With one shot.
With one shot.
Yeah, with one bullet loaded. What is the point in that? Yeah,
That's
like
literally
in
just a
case
suicide weapon, that's
you
it.
need to fucking kill yourself.
That's
In game.
Literally the only use.
In movie.
Yeah, in movie.
In
my bad.
media.
In media. Yeah, so that happens. And then somehow Pooh kills this chick and they capture Piglet. Sorry, Piglet kills this chick. And then they somehow chain Piglet up.
Well,
Yeah.
what? Oh god, what is it?
We should have did this before. It's been like 4 days since we watched it.
It's not worth remembering.
I think
It's
they
not
do
worth
that,
remembering.
and then the chick whose friend got sledged in the pool smacks him upside the head with the logging chain that he left behind,
That's right. And then they chain him up
and then she chains him up.
and like fully tied out.
In
He's fucking
satanic
hanging
ritual,
down
yeah.
there. And then I said 20-pound sledge that Piglet's carrying magic becomes a 5-pound because it obviously changes to a 5-pound
It changes
sledgehammer.
size and shape.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like-
repeatedly.
Big 20-pound, 5-pound. Like, so she kills Piglet by just swanging. And well, Pooh's out chasing the other chicks.
He hears
He hears
Poogie's
Piglet's,
cry,
yeah, he hears Poogle's fucking final death cry.
and he
and just
immediately turns around,
stops.
and just goes,
Turns and just runs. And the
Yeah.
and the mask in his mouth is like open all the time. So he just
He's a
run.
mouth breather.
So he running. And then he grabs the chick, slams her against the post, and obviously has the knife and puts it. She's like this, and the knife is obviously to the side of her mouth. Of course, right?
Yeah. And puts it through her mouth, pinning her to like a tree,
Yeah.
and then leaves to go find the other two chicks.
And the body weight just keeps her up of that knife. Like usually, body weight, knife, fall down. Nah, she just stayed hanging up there. Obviously,
And Pooh's like an absolute animal to the point where he could shove a Bowie knife through like an oak tree.
yeah, that
Just slowly, not even like jamming
Quick
it
jab.
with force,
It just
slow in it.
I wonder what this dude's fucking upper body routine's got to be, because that's insane.
And then
Fucking goated, apparently.
So the other two get to the road, and I put Ferd because there's guys driving a Ford truck, and they stop her. And the guys are like, the girls are freaking out. It's like, we gotta get out of here, quickly. And the guy's like, calm down. And they all get out of the car. Calm down. It's okay. Just calm down. It's like, it's not okay. Get the fuck out of there. So
And there's one of them that happens to be an American.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
No idea.
Yeah.
No sense. So anyways, they stop and they see Pooh, and they all get out and go confront him with a
And the
crowbar.
girls get in the car.
Yeah, the girls get in the car. And the guys have a crowbar, a bottle, a baseball bat, like a fucking pine baseball bat, a bottle, crowbar, and what else?
So I still
think a
think the
tire
weirdest thing
iron.
is,
Yeah, tire.
yeah, maybe. But the weird part about this movie, or this section of the movie, I should say, is they see some random figure that they don't know what it is, so they all slowly walk up to it and then just circle it.
Yeah, talking
And
all
just
tough.
stand
It's like,
there.
you like making little girls cry or something like that? Shit talking. They all just standing there. And then the dude with the crowbar, instead of using like,
Like the
the
claw.
sharp, the claw, the crowbar just hits him in the back. Boom. And I put, just keep swanging. Like, you like
He
that?
said
You
him once and just kind of looked.
like talking shit. And finally, they all just kept fucking hitting him. And finally, what triggered him was the bottle getting smashed. Triggered Pooh was the bottle getting smashed on the back of his head.
Yeah, and then he just turns around and just smacks the dude, and half of his face is gone.
Yeah, he karate chopped his face into oblivion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
and then
And then
goes through.
turns around, and then karate chops a guy's hand off. Yeah, like a different guy's
Yeah,
fucking hand clean off.
Like clean right here.
No, it was
Yeah.
clean off. It was off at their wrist.
Was it off? Was that the
It was
wrist?
at their wrist.
It
I thought
it was just
I thought it was just the fingers.
clean
No,
off.
at their wrist. Clean off. It's like, what the fuck? And they're like, then we were speculating his claws, but they didn't show he had claws.
They just showed
They
he had
never mentioned
normal
him, really.
hands. They never
Yeah, he
saw
had-
any nails or anything.
Mm-mm.
Like,
He just got karate chop powers.
I put Pooh goes Super Saiyan.
Because he does. It's just
He
suddenly
does.
he has all these superhuman
He's like,
powers. Like,
roar. And then the bugs, he's like walking, and the other guy's like walking up or something like that, and he did the bee thing again. And the bees
yeah, one
ate
guy
a dude.
ran away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the bees like ate him. Like, what?
yeah, he literally just turns around, looks at him running down the road, and just goes, and the dude's dead.
Yeah, he basically did a fucking Jedi trick with bees.
Yeah, and from guys that play Hunt Showdown, the high bomb doesn't work like that.
God, I wish it did. Yeah, I wouldn't.
You control
I
the
wouldn't have
bees.
killed myself so many times to the hive bomb if it did.
And Jordan wouldn't have killed me.
High bombs
like-
are fun.
No, so after that, the girls obviously they're in the car. They try to get it. They get it or try to get it started. It doesn't. It
Because horror movie trope.
yeah, because horror movie trope. It like doesn't start up.
But the best part is you can clearly see the exhaust. They were literally just turning the lights off and on because you can
Oh,
see
yeah.
the exhaust still running.
Yeah, but it's like
Oh.
they're trying to turn it on. They're making fake turnover noises.
Vroom, vroom,
But it's,
vroom.
yeah, but it's not going. And then Pooh comes through, grabs the main character girl's friend through the window. And then when she finally gets it like started or some shit, like she looks up, the lights are on, and he's just sitting there holding her head.
Yep.
And then when she tries to go, he throws it on the fucking on the windshield. And so
windshield.
she just turns on the wipers.
Yeah, and the head stays on the wipers, and they're just like, what the
Which-
fuck?
Is not the right move because obviously it just smears the blood all over the fucking shield.
Because horror movie trope.
Or yeah, and then she fucking guns it and hits him, drives over top of him, but somehow he grabs onto the tailgate and pulls himself into the bed of the truck, or a ute. I guess it's a ute, and was like banging on the fucking roof of the truck and then crawling over. And Aiden, we're like, Aiden's like, just hit the fucking brakes.
Yeah. I'm like, you can see him crawling, you can hear him crawling and banging on the roof. Just slam on the fucking brakes. And they did. And
Eventually.
somehow, this is actually, I skipped ahead. This is when her friend dies. But it's like, they somehow slam on the brakes so hard that they both smash their faces into the dashboard and like pass out for like a few seconds.
Which is obviously dumb because, like, especially if you're driving and you're hitting the brake while driving, you fucking brace yourself for the brake. But she, smashed her head. Her friend smashed her head of the dash. And then Pooh pulls the chick out the window.
Which also, by the way, if you smash your face hard enough into a fucking steering wheel, the airbag goes off. Which apparently it didn't.
And then, that's when Pooh grabs her friend, decapitates her, throws her body on there. And just like everything, I have shitty crashing physics because Chris comes out of nowhere in a car and crashes into the Ford that's there in between Winnie and the other truck.
Pincer his ass.
They pincer him, but head-on collision. The other car doesn't move at all.
It's a head-on collision, but one of the vehicles is stationary. And if you know physics, every reaction has a negative and opposite reaction. So his car hitting the truck, the Ford, would have sent the Ford back. But the Ford stayed, his car stayed. Who's stuck in the middle? Like, what?
None of it made sense.
And then Chris gets out, the girl gets out, they start trying to run away. And then Pooh just
the car magically
pushes.
starts on fire.
Yeah, car magically starts on fire, and Pooh just straight up with no effort just pushes the fucking stationary vehicle that wasn't starting and apparently could take a head-on collision without moving. Just pushes it away from him.
Yeah, just very easy. Like, she put it in neutral when she left and didn't pull the handbrake.
Yeah. And it's like, and they're trying to run away, and obviously Pooh catches up to them like immediately.
Because they're limping away.
Yeah. And like, he grabs the chick, and Christopher Robin's like, take me, it's me you want, blah, blah, blah. Why are you doing this? Like, we used to be friends, but it's me you want, take me, let her go. And Pooh just straight up, the only words he says, entire movie, you left. And then just slits her throat. And then Christopher Robin just runs.
Proceeds to just stab the ever-living shit out of the corpse.
Oh, yeah.
That's after. But the chick died, like, you bleed out really fast with your jugular gone. She was like fighting and like for like 30 seconds. It's like, it doesn't take that long.
Longer than that.
It was.
She fought for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, no, she'd be dead long before that. And then, Christopher gets up and gets away, and he's just stabbing the shit out of the body. So, second movie, I guess.
They said they have plans to make a second one.
And then I have, as one of my final things, why did I suggest watching shitty movies?
I said,
just you wait.
I said this movie feels like it's 3 hours long, and then when the fucking gas station lady's trying to get Piglet, that's when
stupid monologue, just fucking shoot him.
Yeah, she has the gun. She like starts monologuing at Piglet like you do in a horror movie, and I'm like, just shut the fuck up, just shoot him. And then I said at the end, there's literally no resolution to anything.
There wasn't any resolution, nothing.
Like, there's all this backstory with all these characters, and they just die.
Except for Chris.
Yeah, except for Chris, who was maybe in the movie for 5 minutes, 10 minutes total.
Yeah.
I'd say like more like 15.
I'd say he was in like the first like 6 to 7 minutes. And then he was in like 2 throwback shots that were like 2 minutes long. and then the last 5 minutes. So maybe like 15 at maximum. 17.
Anyways, this movie that was an hour and what?
Hour 31 minutes.
An hour and 31 minutes long could have been way shorter. It's the same gripe we had with Rollerball. It could have been like, this one was put together a little bit better than Rollerball, but Rollerball kind of was a better movie, I guess, budget wise.
Rollerball was more entertaining.
Rollerball was more entertaining.
I have more movies we need to watch.
The next one we're watching.
To the list?
The next one we're watching is Dino Croc versus Super Gator, or Redline.
That we're watching.
Or Redline.
After those two, we're watching a movie called The Killing Tree.
Oh no, not that one.
So I don't know. I think this might be twice a month or once a month. I don't know yet.
It depends on how much our mentality can handle.
It really depends on how much we can handle. After this movie was pretty bad, we watched after this the next night. I think we watched King Kong and Skull Island. Yeah,
we watched Skull Island,
and then Vast of Night.
Yeah, and then Into the Vast of Night.
Which Into the Vast of Night is in one of it's really good. I enjoyed it quite good. Aidan, you said you always love it.
I mean, it's a great movie. I'll watch it as many times as we want. It's literally, you want a good movie recommendation, it's classic fucking like Twilight Zone. It's supposed to be set in, I think it's like it's 59.
Late 50s, early 60s.
Because it's post Sputnik, pre Man on the Moon. So there's that area between 57 and 69.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Well, yeah, like this one was bad. On our list, a ranking of worst movies that we watched so far, it is above Rollerball.
So obviously, number one is the worst movie we've seen, and it'll go down. Right now, Rollerball is number 2, Winnie the Pooh is number 1. So Rollerball is the better movie overall.
In our opinion, but it is better overall. And the biggest thing is budget. Rollerball had a $70 million budget.
Yeah,
but what it make?
Nothing. It made nothing.
It probably made like barely more than Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I think it made 20 mil. And also you gotta account for 2002 inflation nowadays.
Yeah.
So I think it goes both ways with beginning budget. So $100,000, and they spent 10 days completely shooting it. It could have been better. It could have been worse. Not much worse, but it could have been worse. And then we're also talking if this was not a Winnie the Pooh movie, if it was just some B tier, C tier, D tier horror, not Winnie the Pooh, just an indie horror, it probably would have been better.
Yeah,
it could have been okay.
It could have been okay if they had removed the elements of Winnie the Pooh and like not given the main killer like all those stupid powers that just didn't show up until the absolute end
of the movie.
Because I'd be willing to bet they only did that because in the reshoots they're like, oh shit, there's a lot of hype around this. We could probably make a sequel.
Yep. See, and that's where you said, Aidan, after we're done watching it, if it was like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface deal, it would have been. I think it would have been better as well. Not if this was much better.
If this was like a British fan-made Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film, it would have worked. It would have been fine. I would not have been upset at this movie if it was like a fucking fan-made film for a different series that had already existed.
But the Winnie the Pooh aspect, not good.
Nope.
No.
Not in any capacity.
It killed anything that made the movie good.
Because if it was Leatherface and it would have made more sense. First of all, you wouldn't have these weird honey scenes.
Yeah, you wouldn't have the weird scenes where Pooh's just stuffing his face with honey. You wouldn't have the weird winking all the time. I mean, you obviously wouldn't have that weird shit where it's like who just smacks half of a dude's face off and karate chops his hand off. Like
Or the honey.
there'd be like an actual decent, I would think, even if it was like low budget, I still think that would be a fun fight. 4 dudes with like fucking weapons against fucking Leatherface.
Or yeah,
And then he cuts the dude in the face, and there goes half
and
his
then
face.
and then cuts the
and
guy
then he
fucking
cuts-
hands off.
Yeah, and then Leatherface is still strong. He still could have done what he did to the fucking main dude, like knocked him down, stomped on his head.
He could have pushed the car off. Like,
Yes.
It wasn't good.
it wasn't good.
And then Leatherface still probably would have, like at the end, let the one dude go, but he wouldn't just kept stabbing the girl. He would have cut her head off and or been like had something where it's like in the new Texas Chainsaw, where it shows a scene of him like cutting something, and then he holds up the face skin. You
It wasn't
that-
good.
yeah,
It wasn't
that,
good.
That would have made it better.
Yeah, it would have. And it could have used it.
The only
It
thing
should've
that
used it.
obviously the only thing that was good was Aiden's Greek yogurt.
Yeah, that was pretty fire.
Well, you didn't like Peyton Chin?
Peyton Chin's
Yeah.
good. Peyton Chin was
I
when
think-
when you said Peyton Chin, because we had to pause the movie a couple times, washroom breaks and shit like that, and to talk about it, we stopped in Rollerball as well and talked about it. But like, I don't know, this
Every single
This
time
is
we
bad.
stopped to talk about this movie, our excitement level, mine and John specifically, because I was hyped to see this movie. John wanted to see this movie. I heard it was terrible. Because
well, Brett said it was so bad, it went around the scale from bad to good to bad again.
yeah, it looped all the way back past great, back to just shit.
And that is agreeable.
Yep.
I came in this movie, I said, I don't want to fucking watch it. I don't like horror movies. And it was bad. Like, that's just it. It was fucking bad.
Yeah, and like me and John came in, expectations probably a little bit higher than they realistically would have been.
Yeah, I'll be honest. My expectations were definitely higher than what they should have been.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
shouldn't have been anything, but they were like, okay, maybe this film could be, decent. Because think back to like epic movies, spoof movies, Scary Movie 2, like those kind of movies. I kind of.
But those were good.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that's what we were hoping for. And every single time we stopped to talk about it, the enjoyment and the light in our eyes from watching this movie slowly just drained.
It's pretty
And
bad.
by
I went
slowly,
in.
I mean within the first 20 minutes, it was completely gone.
I came in super low expectations and not looking forward to it, and I left even more defeated than what I was going into it.
So Jay's thing was my expectations were low, and yet you've still managed not to reach them.
My expectations were on the floor. You went through the floor to fucking.
My
in the basement.
Jay was like, my expectations were 0, and you've still disappointed me.
It's pretty bad. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching the WTFs Around This podcast.
Don't watch this movie.
Don't watch this movie.
Just don't do it to yourself. It's not worth any
It's
amount
zero.
of money you spend to see it.
0 out of 10. Don't watch it. It fucking sucks.
Don't watch it.
For the love of fuck, don't do it. But watch us. Thank you guys for watching. You can find us anywhere you get your podcasts, except for Apple, because Apple hates us and we hate Apple. With his iPhone 10,
This motherfucker's gonna be getting a fucking.
12.
This motherfucker's
12.
gonna be getting an S21 Plus from me in the mail.
No.
S22
I will
Ultra,
not.
baby.
Why
If
won't
I
you?
get it, I'll sell it.
Thank you
I
guys.
like my Apple products.
Anyways,
Fine, you get a pink 13.
and on that great note, hasta la bye bye.
Peace.